Hey there everyone, today we start taking on the land of the Giants, inhabited by baseball players from San Francisco and football players from New York. Now, I know what you're noticing right off the bat, and I'll get to it in a minute, but this is why I saved the hammer for Giant Land, because if you crack that rock in front of the red toad house right there, you get a guaranteed Tanuki suit. We'll be saving that, hanging on to it for a later date, because there are easier ways to get Tanuki suits around Giant Land. But now I know you've noticed, the first thing you'd probably notice about this video is that there's no actual game audio in it, and that is the technical snafu I was talking about. I recorded 3 episodes last week, got through all of them, and then realized that my microphone was set to mute somehow. I don't know how that happened, but I wasn't careful and I wasn't looking around, and what we have are these videos with no narration, no music, no anything. But I didn't just want to throw away the videos outright, because I did some fantastic work on them, and it was really hard to just kind of give those videos up. You'll see why, not so much in this episode, but later on. There are some definite reasons why I decided to hang on to these videos and just kind of work with the footage I had, because it's some really fantastic footage, actually, for reasons you'll see later on. But here we're in the first part of Giant Land, and the big part of this level is this waterfall structure up here. You can actually swim up that waterfall if you hold on to if you tap the A button fast enough. But we're coming over here to this pipe on the far left, where we can get a couple one-ups out of here. This is Big Bertha. Big Bertha looks exactly like Boss Bass, but she lives underwater, and she just kind of spits babies out of her mouth every now and then. She can't actually eat you or anything, so there's one-up numero uno, and there's also a one-up numero dos in here as well. We'll let it go off that way, and that brick is going to have to stay unexamined because we can't use our tails underwater. So up we come out of the water here, and alright, man, I haven't done post-commentary in a long time, and it always hurts to do it. It's hard and it's boring, but we are going to plug right on through this, because I actually did some pretty awesome playing. I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I got in some pretty awesome things, some pretty awesome tricks, and some things that you'll see, particularly tomorrow and the day after that. And you can't hit the giant blocks with your tail. You got to break them with a shell, or you got to do something else. But you can't do it with your own physical body, because you're not powerful enough to do that. So yeah, for those of you who have been around a while, it's Link's Awakening all over again. So, but this won't last nearly as long, and it'll hopefully be a little more fun. And floor 2 is going to be our Mushroom House level. Just like level 2 was the Mushroom House level in Desert Land, 2 is the Desert House level here. And I don't remember how many coins you have to get. There aren't many, but you do have to get them all, and I screw up at least once, like I do every time I do this. You can kill enemies with the tail, though. You can't hit the bricks, but you can kill enemies with the tail. But this Mushroom House involves a P-switch and a star, so it's really hard to do, and I didn't have all my kerfuffles sorted out the first time, so yeah, no. I missed a whole coin back there. There's the star. Probably should have gotten that first. Just going to let Mini Cheep Cheep, Mini Ironic, not quite Boss Bass Cheep Cheep take me out there, land on my face, and let's come back for time number 2. Yeah, part of the reason I kept these videos was because the editing on them is just impeccable. Not today particularly, but like when we get to Skyland, the first half of Skyland is also an audioless video, and the editing was just some of my best ever, and I was like, you can't throw stuff like that away. You gotta treasure that. And of course, the reason I'm having to put audio over these is because I only had the one stave state, and I was going as I was going along. I was saving as I was going along. So, lesson learned: keep multiple save states. But hopefully, it'll only be like this for the next 3 days or so, and then we'll be wired for sound once again. 2 good old friends popping up. Mushroom House and In-Spade Game. Which one do we get? We get the In-Spade Game first. That is the flower. And because I'm dumb, I always remember that it's the Starman that's always in the lower right corner. But I always forget that it's always Mushroom Flower Star in the lower right corner. Those can be depended upon. Do I go to the one? I don't go to the one directly below that, do I? No, that would be stupid. Yeah, but I could have had a free and easy flower there. And yes, today we don't get a P-Wing because we're in an even-numbered world. We get an anchor. which I definitely will not be using. I need to just kind of clear some of those out, I think, if I haven't already done that. But the Hammer Brothers are different in this world, so I'm going to cheese my way through them with a Starman. Some moments of contemplation. Perhaps I will, perhaps I'll use a mushroom and then a star. Nope, just a star. But they're Sledge Brothers, who are big and heavy and fat, and when they jump and they land on the ground, they shake the ground, so you lose your footing if you're still standing on the ground, and that's when they take the time usually to peg you, because they have really good throwing aim, and I think this is where my luck finally started to turn around with the mushroom houses. Yeah, there's a leaf, finally. It only took 4 freaking worlds to get there. But once again, I'm going to cheese my way through the first part of 4-3 with both a, let's see, what do I use? I use a star at least, but do I decide to go for the power-up? I seem to remember that I did. Yes, because there are 2 Sledge Brothers right at the start of that level. And you can just kind of run your way through them. We got plenty of Starmen in our inventory, so I wasn't too worried about that. But after that, it's just kind of a normal cave level. You got Buzzy Beetles on the ceiling. We saw those in Desertland, but there's going to be another enemy on the ceiling here as well. We're going to run into Spinies who like to crawl on the ceiling. And yes, that means since their spines are upside down, we're going to get to use them as turtle shells as well. I believe you can stomp their stomachs without incident. Alright, yeah, well, you don't get to carry him around, or I don't get to carry him around because I'm kind of a goon that way. Here we go. Well, I get to take this one. Yeah, I hit him with the tail just to be safe, and that ended up being the death of me right there. But you can use them like a normal turtle shell once they come down off the ceiling. Not that we have any more use for him. And here's a 1-up that's easy to follow. Oh yeah, you can't jump through their shell. You just kind of go right through it. I remember being baffled by that. Some things about this game, a lot of things about this game I remember, but the Spinies are one of those things that, and I was pretty convinced that one of these blocks had a power-up in it, but spent a little bit of time wasting time with that. That can be a real hassle when you're on ground that tiny. So up through the pipe, we defeat this level, conquer it, whatever we decide to do, and there we go, 5 1-ups. We are well on our way to 99. I thought we would have 99 earlier, but I haven't been having too much luck with the slot machine roulette game. So we're moving on to the first mini fortress of this world, and the first enemy we're going to run into is Hotfoot. Hotfoot works exactly like Boo. When you have your back to him, he'll follow you, but when you face him, he stands still. It's just that he's a walking flame instead of a flying ghost, so he's generally pretty easy to get past. And I've always liked the sideways moving thwomps. I always thought that was a nice little clever thing. They didn't do that in, oh crap. They didn't do that in any other games. Thwomp is basically restricted to up and down movement now, but in this game he can move sideways and even in some rare cases diagonally. And the sideways thwomps, they don't make a boom sound when they hit the opposite wall. They are the silent killer. Sideways thwomps, the silent killer. And you can kind of tell where the invisible coin blocks are supposed to be because the dots in the background will be discolored a little. So you should always pay attention to that when you're trying to get out of a snowy cave like that. And there's nothing back there for us. We're going to go on ahead and we're going to face Boom Boom with just under 500,000 points to our name. And now just over 500,000 points to our name, actually. Boom Boom is easy as ever. But we're going to give up after the next level today. We're going to stop and only do one more for the day. And we're going to take advantage of a little trick with the Jugum's Cloud here, because if memory serves, you can get a frog suit out of that bottom toad house on the map there. This is yet another loser for me, I believe. Yeah. Flour sandwich. Tastes like kelp. But before we go in this level, we're going to try to get a frog suit out of the toad house, and we don't succeed. The reason you want to have a frog suit handy for 4-4 is because there's a pipe you can get to that leads to a bonus room, but it's trapped behind a pipe with a current coming out of it, and you can't swim past it otherwise. You could theoretically use a Tanuki suit there, because the Tanuki suit can also withstand the current if you use the statue form of it, but no such luck. So I just decided to come to this level because I'm saving my frog suit for a later occasion, much, much later. Some of you who know your way around the game and around some of the mushroom houses may know what I'm trying to save that frog suit for. See, I'm demonstrating here that you cannot actually pull this off by normal Mario means. Even Mario, Olympic athlete that he is, cannot make his way past that current as his normal fat coveralled self. And so, I'm saving that frog suit for a much later date, which I think I revealed while the audio was on, but I'm going to choose to keep silent for now. Some of you may know where that is, but it's going to come in handy in the acquisition of a mushroom house. One of the harder ones to get, probably the hardest one to get in the game, actually. And the frog suit will help us get that, so we're going to save it for much, much later. But we're coming to the end of this level. As long as we take the low road here, we should be safe from the Lakitu Bombardier up there. Aye, woo! So there we go, and we end today with a star. And we're probably, I see we have a minute left on the clock, according to this video, so I probably think I took some time out and knocked out some Sledge Brother guys and got their goodies from them. Yeah, there they are. They're just sitting on the map. I think I take out both of them, because I got plenty of Starmen. I could waste Starmen on you guys all day. I got all the time in the world. Pop, and I think that one was just a star for a star kind of deal. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, the world goes round. Somersault, somersault, woo, woo, woo! And he comes in and he just goes right on me. So I don't have the benefit of a star here, but man, what a classic jump. Oh my god, I was so proud of myself. I totally deserve a P-Wing for that. But that's all we're going to do for today. Only 4 levels left of Giant Land. We'll knock those out next time, starting with World 5 probably, I think, is the way the sequence went. So I'll see you guys tomorrow then for more audio-less Mario 3.